skip that part.
Maybe we should leave that to other people.
Like it.
Exactly, experts. Então, estamos aqui essa noite com os diretores do nosso festival. Remco Polman, que é o diretor de um curta maravilhoso, é uma animação que se chama Camouflage. Estamos aqui com a diretora Luana de Pasquale, que tem um filme que se chama Keep Mum, que ela fez na Inglaterra, mas ela é italiana. Estamos aqui com o produtor do filme Computerliebe, Computer Love, que é o Thomas. Thomas, how do you say your name? Thomas von?
Thomas von Eichhorn.
Oh, I can't pronounce that, sorry.
That's too hard, I know.
Mas, então a gente vai bater um papo com eles para saber mais sobre esses filmes. Então vocês podem falar. You can start speaking Portuguese now.
Oh, wow. I have to learn very quickly.
Olá, gente. Eu sou produtor de Computerliebe.
Uau! Gostei.
Impressive.
Eu sou muito prudente de estar aqui.
Que bom, seja prudente. You know, prudent. You're prudent to be here, you said.
I'm proud to be here.
Oh, proud. Orgulhoso. Orgulhoso.
Orgulhoso.
Orgulhoso is the same in Italian. Orgulhoso.
É. Então, Luana, você quer falar alguma coisa em português?
Não.
Que maravilha.
Luana, for you it must be easy.
My Portuguese disappeared. I don't know, I feel very shy.
Luana, put your volume up a little bit because,
sorry.
you know, I can hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know. Do you guys hear her well?
A little softer than the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, in comparison to our voices, I guess.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so who is the first victim? Don't forget, this is a horror festival.
Roll the dice.
Yeah.
We play that one.
It's like a escape room. Who ran first?
We can try. It's a long time that I don't play that.
So let's start with Remco because he did a great animation. It's funny because here we have 3 categories of the festival today. Mm-hmm. We have featurette, which is a category that I created because what I do in the festival is the following. I divide the films. They have many genres. They have fantasy, sci-fi, horror, suspense. So they are not separated by genre. They are separated by size. So I created a featurette section, which is Thomas' film Computer Love belongs to, which are short films above 20 minutes. Above. Mm-hmm. And then Luana, Keep Mum is in the curtas macabros, right? Macabre shorts, which are the films that are like from 10 to 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And animation, actually, it's one thing because animation, it's not as many as the other one. So we have these 3 categories here. So let's start with Remco that did a beautiful animation. Tell us a little bit about your film, Remco.
Well, it's a horror movie, obviously, in a way. I think it's a psychological, how do you call that? Psychological, metaphoric monster movie.
Monster movie, great.
I think it also has some political background, of course, just because of the themes. What can I say? I mean, we've been working on it for like really very long. We kind of went far over the original estimation of how long we would work on it. In the end, I think we worked for 5 years, something.
Wow!
Wow!
Like, we're really glad that it's finished now, and that we can sit back and
enjoy.
I would like to say something. It's amazing how long it takes to make animation, right? I was talking
it's incredible.
Was talking to another filmmaker yesterday that did an animation in the festival, and he's Spanish. He's from Spain. The animation, Hey Animal, and his animation it's different from yours because he's just like a stop motion kind of animation, and he took 8 years to do it.
Wow.
And he works in a production company that does animations. And so he creates a lot of things. But this was like an artisanal work that he did on his own. It's like a work of his own. So he decided to do it all alone. So he created everything, the little rooms. It's so beautiful, his film too. I mean, you guys should take a look at it. So it's amazing. I mean, 8 years. And then I joked with him. I said, okay, so can I expect your next? So are you working on a new project? Yes, I'm working. So can I expect your film in 8 years? And he said, no, 10, because this is a more ambitious project.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, actually, for me, this was the most ambitious I've made so far. So I obviously underestimated the amount of work. But I mean, we also started with like a really relatively small team of animators, and I brought in more and more towards the end. But then the money, we ran out of money already. So I mean, so we had to bring in more animators and pay them less. So I mean, next time I won't underestimate, but I mean, this was so much work also that, I mean, I don't know when I'm going to start my next project.
But tell me a little bit then about your background. So this was like, tell me, how did you end up doing this project? Why, and what you did before? And
well, I've made a few animated shorts before, never as long as this one. This one's almost 20 minutes. So, I mean, it could, like had we added 10 seconds, it might have been in the program you just mentioned.
In the featurette.
Yeah, I think it's 90 minutes and 53 seconds or something. 19 minutes and 53 seconds. So yeah, I obviously made a few films before, but never this long. But actually, from the start, when we started writing the script that I co-wrote with Jantine, my writing partner, it was like quite clear from very early in the stage that this would be a longer film,
right?
Because it dealt with quite a few themes. It had like far more characters than we were used to, and we just had this this character arc that had to have a certain length. So I actually made an animatic first, which is what you do when you make an animated movie, because you have to find out how long everything is going to take. And the first animatic I made was near 30 minutes. I mean, we cut out like a lot from that animatic before even starting animating, because we knew already this was really too long. So like we cut out something like 10 minutes from the animatic, and I'm still not sure how we did it, because the film is still like has everything in it that we thought it should have. But
you have a beautiful color palette in the film.
Thanks. Yeah,
and the characters, they are so realistic. It's like it's very stylish. The style that you decided you chose for the thing. It's very it's your film. It's very different from anything else that I've seen.
Thanks.
But but the characters, you really feel like the personality very strongly in them. So it's amazing. I love to see.
That's good to hear. Thanks.
I'm very fond of the animations this year in the festival because we have beautiful animations.
Very good.
So
yes, actually,
sorry.
I haven't watched anything from the festival up till now. So if you can give me a few tips after this session,
sure,
I'd be glad.
Well, actually, the festival it's geo-blocked for Brazil. So you can't get into the platform to watch. But what I'm planning on doing, since a few tables that I had that people want to communicate with each other, is to do like a directory of the participants of the festival to
be nice. Yeah.
If everyone wants to contact, I want to contact this director for this or that. So you guys can exchange and, network or whatever, or see each other's films. So I think this is a good idea to do.
Yeah, great.
Super. Good idea.
So, Luana.
Yes.
So your film, strong film, Story of a Woman. Tell us a little bit about yours.
Well, Key Mama is it's a film about the secrecy of domestic trauma, and I come up with the idea probably December 2017 during Christmas time. In fact, the film is set on Christmas. I don't know if it has something to do with that, but and then wrote the script within a week. It just like came out of me, and I took 1 year to develop it, and in which I add more all those surreal scenes as well in that development, and then we shot it. I found a co-producer, loved the project, Lisa Turnbull, and we shot it within 3 months after a crowdfunding campaign. We shot in 3 days. So we got some investment. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you anymore.
Chrys, you're mute.
I mute my sound because I'm hearing an echo, and I'm afraid this is going to compromise people after when they hear the thing.
We should probably all mute ourselves when we're not talking. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe Luana, do you have like another window open there? Because it's getting an echo when you speak. I want to hear what you're saying.
What's happening is that this works only on Chrome, and I'm on Chrome now. So I can try to open another window. Let me see.
But it's better already.
Yeah.
It's better already when the rest of us mute ourselves.
Oh, okay. So where was I? I lost myself in it.
You're talking about your budget. You said you were doing crowdfunding.
Yes, I'm crowdfunding, and within 3 months we shot it. We shot it, and we shot in 3 days. So it was a very quick turnaround, and then it took 1 year to get the editing done, between 6 months of the editing and to get to the final cut, and then to raise more funding for the color corrections, for a little bit of VFX, and so on. So basically, it started in 2017 December, and it was done by June 2019, just before COVID. And and since then it's been wonderful, because even though COVID hit, and it was just the beginning of the festival, I was, of course, worried, because it's like, oh my God, what is going to happen with the film? But it's amazing. All film festival went virtual, so it's been wonderful. And we did this is our second year, almost finished our second year, and it's been a fantastic adventures. So then, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, because I mean, festivals, it's a little bit frustrating for all of us, for the filmmakers. Like for example, Thomas with his film, Computerliebe, they were supposed to come to the festival last year. They were already accepted last year in the festival. And COVID hit, and then we decided to do the festival online. And I said to all the filmmakers last year, I'm going to do the festival online. If you guys want to be part of it, great. If you want to wait until next year, maybe we can go back to the cinemas. You can keep the films and wait for next year. So, but unfortunately, this year, we still have the COVID situation that's not totally controlled. And even though the cinemas are open, we didn't have time to prepare the festival to be in the cinemas because it's more investment, it's more time, it's more people. And so it took too long here in Brazil. And then we said, we can't wait to do the festival next year because we have to do the festival every year. So I said, no, it's good for the festival to happen this year. So how can I do it this year? I'm going to do it virtually again. But this year I'm doing on the platform that belongs to the cinema that I usually do the festival. So, but last year they didn't have a platform yet. So I had to do a platform from Spain. So this year it was better because I went back to the, to the platform of the, the cinemas that we show the films. We have 2 cinemas that we show the films with them, which is one here in Rio, another one in São Paulo. And we have other cinemas that we also show the films. But, this is the situation. We have to deal with that. So I said to Thomas, Thomas, come on, send the film. Let's do it this year. And then you make another film for the other year. I kind of pushed them a little bit.
Yeah. Well, actually, last year we were very happy to be accepted at the festival. It was the first festival where our film was accepted in all that COVID situation with festivals being cancelled and being postponed and so on. So we didn't know if we will get to any festival, but then finally we got to Rock Horror Festival, and we thought, cool, okay, that's a genre festival with some quite rough horror films in the concurrence, and we are here with our sci-fi dramedy, how we call it. But yeah, that was very cool for us that the film was accepted. And well, last year we got the choice if we do it online in 2020, or if we go to this year with the film. And well, we slept some nights about it, and we asked some people that are experienced, and finally we decided, okay, we have a dream. We want to fly to Rio.
Actually, this was the problem. The problem is that you guys wanted this to be in the cinemas because you guys wanted to come to Rio, right?
Yeah, I always want to come to Rio, but especially with that occasion, presenting our film for the first time in a cinema with people. That was like a nice dream. Well, we all know the dream has been destroyed.
No, but listen, let's not lose hope.
You gave us enough motivation to appear in the festival this year, because we think you have a very good online concept, and the mind of the festival is kept, although it's not a present festival.
Thank you. It's nice to hear this from you because, guys, I mean, this is like a labor of love thing. I do the festival with a lot of heart. and the objective here is to promote the films, to show the culture, to show what you guys are doing in different countries, to show different opinions, and also the art and how the cinema is evolving. And but let's not, I was going to say that let's not lose hope, because if things here get totally normal or partially normal, I'm thinking about doing next year, before the new edition of the festival, what we call a mostra, which is not a competition. I just show in the cinema the films that were in the competition. And so if I can succeed, if the things open, it doesn't depend, it's not up to me, it's up to the pandemic. But if things get better, I may do this mostra around March or April. So let's hope that I can do the mostra of your films March or April, to show the films that were in the competition. And who knows, maybe you guys can come to Rio to participate
later. Yes, sounds great.
We still want to come to Rio, so
yeah. Who doesn't, Thomas?
We want to
I
come
have
to
been
Rio.
to Rio one time, so I know how it is.
Not yet Rio. So
you
I
haven't
would
been,
love to.
Luana? No, you haven't been here? No,
unfortunately,
but listen, I'm gonna tell you guys, now are part of the Hawk Horror family.
Yeah.
So what happened with the festival is that this is a directors festival. It's a space that we share, and then we talk about projects and things. And so everybody that participates in the festival, that really connects with us, they always come back. I have filmmakers that were in the festival with their films, and now they are the jurors, and the others that participate on the tables. And so we have the synergy happening, because this is what the festival is all about. So it's not like you're here now because you have your films, but then you were forgotten. No, I want you guys to send your films, to come here, to participate. So this is open space for you guys.
Thank you. That's lovely. Thank you. Fantastic.
Well, that's Brazil. We like to have people over, and we like to agglomerate. Actually, we're agglomerating online now, but so Computer Love, it's a very interesting concept. You're saying that you're competing with other films that are very scary, but actually it's not exactly, because see, even though the name is Hawk Horror, it's not only scary films in the festival. You have films that sometimes it's the ambiance, it's like the atmosphere of suspense, or it's fantasy, everything that gets out of the, let's say, fictional reality. It's part of the genre, of the fantastic genre. So that's why your film sci-fi, it's totally in our DNA here. But I like very much your idea of Computer Love, because it's so actual, and it's so. You want to talk a little bit to them, tell them a little bit about your film, what it's all about?
Thomas. Okay, I will try just to talk a little bit, because normally I talk a lot about the film. But yeah, well, Computer Love, or in German Computerliebe, is about a near future. So let's say maybe in 5 years or in 10 years. So, well, you see, the world is quite the same, but there's one difference. Technology has gotten better. And, well, we speak about artificial intelligence, and that's what Computer Love is all about. Today, we use dating apps to get to know a new partner. And in Computer Love, the concept is evolved, because in Computer Love, you've got a little dot in your ear, and from the dot comes a voice of an artificial intelligence, like those types of artificial intelligences that already exist, like the ones from Amazon and Microsoft and so on. But yeah, that AI not only speaks to you and answers like simple questions, but it really communicates with you and it helps you. And yeah, the film is about a girl. She's 29, and well, of course, she wants to get a partner, but she's single. And when she's dating men, she always makes like big mistakes. She asks them, for example, about their political opinions and so on, things you shouldn't do in dates. And well, so she's very desperate, and one day she finds out that her what was it called, the guy that lives in her apartment,
her roommate,
of course. Her roommate, he's a programmer, and he's got that little dot thing, and he doesn't want to tell her about it. And well, she's curious, and one day she goes into his room and takes the thing. And when she puts the thing into her ear, the thing starts talking to her, and well, it's an artificial intelligence called Tonya. And she tells Tonya that her biggest dream is to get to know the man of her life and to keep him. And Tonya says, okay, I will fulfill you that wish. And from now on, the AI, Tonya, has got the mission to find the perfect man for Katja, for the woman. And Tonya finds a guy and arranges a date with that guy for Katja. And when they meet, Katja has got Tonya in her ear still, and always when Katja makes like a mistake or wants to say something wrong, Tonya corrects her. Stop, Katja. Please say something different. Katja, please touch him, and so on. Like she just tells her very simple things to get that person to fall in love with her. And well, finally he falls in love with her, and well, that's when the story goes on. I won't make too many spoilers, but we always call it like the epic battle between love and technology that is starting then.
I want to say a little thing, and then I let you guys, if you guys want to, say something about it. But I want to say two things. I think that it's not in 5 years or 10 years, because we are already dealing with artificial intelligence today. That's very, very weird and controlling of the minds. I mean, artificial intelligence today is even gaining elections. So it's mobilizing people more than we think. I mean, we have no idea. Maybe Remco could say something about it, because his film is a little bit also has these connotations. But another thing that I was going to say is the following. Still regarding artificial intelligence, the other day, I thought about, sometimes I like, I lived in Dominican Republic, and sometimes I like to smoke a cohiba, like a cigar, right? And so the other day, I don't know why. It's been a long time since I smoked a cohiba, and then I remember the photo I took in a beautiful hotel that we have here, which is the Copacabana Palace, smoking a cohiba. It was nothing. It was a thought that came to my mind. I didn't say anything. I didn't speak to anybody. I didn't say that I thought about that moment, that photo, or that cohiba. And then later on, in the same day, I went to my Facebook. When I opened the Facebook, it shows you things that happened in the past, that date, or like photos and things that happened in the past, right? In other years, it shows me the picture of me at the Copacabana Palace smoking the cohiba. So I said, I even wrote a post. I said, fuck, man. I mean, this artificial intelligence thing is getting like beyond. Because if you speak something here, the phone hears, and then it starts showing you ads. Like, let's say I want to eat ice cream. I say, oh, I feel like eating an ice cream. And then you open, and then you see iFood telling you, oh, do you want an ice cream? I mean, you spoke, and it heard. And so it will show you the pub. But man, this is like the second or third time I think about something and I see something similar and I don't want to believe. But this cigar thing, it was really fucking strange. Can you imagine that? So
It's pretty
Yeah.
creepy. Yeah.
It can even read your mind.
I said, fuck, this thing is reading your mind now. I mean, what is this? Because this is not normal. I mean, I haven't seen that picture. This is a picture I took like, I don't know, 6 years ago. I never
reading your mind or predicting your behavior, possibly.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
predicting the time that I feel like smoking a cohiba. I mean, this is like too much for me. But another thing I want to say is that your film deals with artificial intelligence, which is a very modern thing, but also brings back another premise that's very old, which is the lamp genius. Because, you know, when she wants to get the guy and she's like very maladroite and she can't, you know, get a guy because she does all the wrong things. And then she has like this thing that tells her what to do. It's almost like the premise of the lamp genius, that you ask for the, you know, the 3 wishes, and then in the end you always wish what you shouldn't be wishing, because things should happen naturally in life. So it's very, this is what I think is interesting too in the film. Have you thought about it?
Well, maybe indirectly. It's not like we thought, there's the genie in the lamp. But yeah, it's just like we like that idea of a thing that helps a person doing something. And we thought, well, the problem most people deal with in their life is love, finding the perfect partner. And yeah, that was the idea that we had when we met in 2017 in a restaurant. And we spoke a little bit about bots and what they can already do. And then we said, how would it be if you would have a bot in your ear, and the bot would tell you automatically what to say, answering to the questions, or to like the phrases of your dating partner. Would the dating partner recognize that you're controlled by a bot, or would he think that you're just acting authentically? That was our first idea. And well, then following we thought about that idea a little bit more. We thought about making a little short film about a little story, like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. But then the idea got bigger, and yeah, we thought about the stuff going on with artificial intelligence already, and that it's really a hot topic to make a film about.
Right. So Luana, your story, it's more real because how did you make this transposing of, a very tough subject, which is this violence, and then bring it to a fiction story, but it has a lot of elements because you said in your description of the film that's kind of reality based in experiences of women having, or you said that the actress, what was that? Can you tell me a little bit about it, the reality part mixed with the, and why the choice, why the choice of horror and not the choice of drama? I mean, this is what puzzled me a little bit. I wanted to know.
No, I mean, Keep Mom is a psychological thriller / horror. And for me, it was very much about creating the mystery and suspense about what happened to Mom. In fact, we perceive the story through the eyes of Mom. And as far as she's misjudged herself, we misjudge ourselves too, until she's trying to really figure it out what happened to her and what happened to her child. And I mean, my genre that I love is, I love horror, but I'm very into psychological thriller, and I really wanted to portray the psyche of a woman like Mom, who basically has been pushed to her limits, and of course, by making a film about the secrecy of domestic trauma, my idea was not to use very much dialogue, because there was no point.
Right.
I'm creating something about the secrecies of domestic trauma, and so the cycle of abuse, of the cycle of domestic violence, which is based on secrecy. So there was no point to actually make a film with a lot of dialogue. So in fact, Keep Mama has a very little dialogue, and it's very much about the experience of this woman going through what happened to her, trying to figure it out what happened to her. And I don't want to spoil it. At the end, she kind of figured it out, and it's a great surprise for everyone, because there is the last details at the end, which reveal a reality, or for some people, maybe Keep Mom could be a psychological thriller. So for others, I mean, we got nomination prizes for horror drama, psychological thriller, different, because people have different perspective about it. Some people, they really think that it's more like a fantasy kind of thing, but mainly I think what I'm depicting is psychological projections. So, and if I don't know if I explain myself.
No, yes. I was going to ask you that. Why did you come up with the idea for the film? And if you did some research with with women that went through these processes to do that, I mean, because I think this is a very interesting part of your film.
Yeah, no, absolutely. First of all, I have to say I work with Nadira and Cameron Murray, which are a real mother and son, which for me was very important to have the element of reality within this very dark story. And in fact, when I wrote the script, then I realized, oh my God, I wrote for my friend and her child.
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt you. So this is the point that I wanted to get to. So it's mother and son playing in the film, and she was actually a victim of abuse?
No. The
No?
idea, no. The
Okay.
idea comes from a real fact, well, from a personal tragedy. I discovered a few years ago, just before I wrote about a great secret of my family about my dear aunt, which she disappeared. And then I discovered why she disappeared, because by then I knew that she just ran away from home at the age of 24. But then the reality is very dark. And it was a very, how I would say, quite heartbreaking to really, for me, face that for so long my family kept such a secret.
Right.
And the consequences of these secrets. And so with Keep Mom, I really wanted to depict the heaviness of the secrecies around domestic violence because of that personal. It's not like it didn't happen to me; it happened to my aunt. And but I twisted because, of
Right.
course, my aunt is not here anymore. She disappeared then, and we don't know what happened to her. But with Keep Mom, I kind of twisted back.
I think this is a very
If it makes
important
sense,
film.
if it makes sense,
And,
if it makes
I'm
sense,
sure it's very important
because,
for you. It's
yeah.
important for you to make this film because it's like cathartic.
Yeah, it was very
Right?
cathartic.
But
and
sorry, I was just going to say, when I asked if it was if it was a victim, I wasn't talking about you. I thought I was talking about her, the actress. I thought it could be, you could have used somebody that went through. This is why I asked.
yeah. Well, the idea when I wrote that, and it was just because I just discovered about my aunt, and that made me really think. And then Keep Mom came up that Christmas.
Wow.
So, and then when I wrote it, I showed the script to Nadira. She really liked it. Everyone, I have to say, all the crew, every co-producer and everyone, they just read the script, they loved it.
Right.
And so, but it took me a year to develop it, and I wanted to develop it organically, and I developed also with Nadira and Cameron. For instance, all the surreal part, like all the bits where we hear Danny, the song, to saying SOS, save our souls, for instance. It was just, it happened by chance. Why me and Nadira and Cameron, we were just driving by the seaside, and Cameron started saying SOS, SOS. It's just like, what do you mean by that? Yeah, save our souls. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. You know, it's like the child and ask her mom to save their soul. And unfortunately, he's the real victim of all,
Right.
at the end, because I think children are the unspoken, really much the unspoken victims of domestic violence. So as well. So yeah, it has quite few layers, this film, I have to say. And to do that in 15 minutes for me was the greatest challenge, because it is such a heavy subject.
Yes.
Yeah, so I use this element, mystery and suspense, to really get to the bottom of it, and also to really get into the great sense of guilt that is beneath these phenomena. So yeah, I don't know. Did I answer the question?
No, it's amazing. I mean, I think I like to have films in the festival that have important issues that brought up to the surface, because I think that the fantastic genre, it's a wonderful way of touching certain topics and talking about certain things. And it really shows, this is a good way of showing it a different way for a different audience, even maybe. But I think it's very touching, even though you have this element. And if we think about it, it's harder to see something like that happening. So it's like literal harder to imagine situations of abuse. Like I think against.
Yeah, what I just
anybody,
want to
but-
add on, I want to just add on that. Also, for me, another challenge was to make a film about domestic violence or domestic trauma without violence. That for me was like another challenge, because it was all about the
Exactly.
the psychology of it.
Right.
And for me, that was very important. So
It's suggested.
yeah.
It's funny because last year, I think it was last year or the 2019, I can't remember exactly. Now, I had another Italian film about domestic violence in the festival. I don't know. After I can tell you. After I'll try to remind me. I'll tell you. But
Sure.
it was a film from Italy, from an Italian director.
Well, besides the fact that there is so many, I mean, women get killed very easily, but this is just I mean, actually, Kimami kind of, there is an element of revenge on that as well. Even for different audiences, people, they may think that she's maybe the psychopath who killed all the family, or for some, she's actually the victim that took revenge, and for some other just happened just by chance. So it's like, and this is why I really like on the directing perspective, I really try to be like really much, it could be all of those things or nothing, or different things for different people, depends who you are, really. So I really try to cover them all, I would say, because yeah, I don't know if it makes sense.
No, you do. I think that it's much closer to us as humans, these situations. I mean, if we think about violence, any violence, okay, against anybody, it's unacceptable. But when you have violence against people that are unable to defend themselves, or they are more fragile, it's even more, it's terrible. It's how do you say, I don't have the word now in my mind to describe it, but it's I can't stand it. I can't stand violence against anybody that can't defend themselves. It brings just like my sense of justice. I just want to punch in the face of anyone that, is taking advantage of their position, any position of power, to oppress others. So I think it's an important film. I mean, well done. I mean, it's good that you treated that subject, and I think that's really well done.
Thank you. Thank you
there
so
are
much.
important, there are important issues that need to be touched. And I mean, to take the time, years to make a movie. I know what you guys went through to do yours. Not particularly how, but I know how it is to make a film and how hard it is. It takes a lot of work. And I think that, every subject that you treat, especially important subjects like that, it's like really bravo. So,
thank you.
Remco, I want to know now about your political things that you wanted to say about your film. What's behind your film?
Well, it's not. I wouldn't go as far as to say. I mean, a film shouldn't have like a real message, that you can, repeat after seeing it. I mean, it's not something like a puzzle that you have to find something from. Mm-hmm. But films are able to, I think, like to touch on particular topics in a, fictional way that makes them, gives more insight, in that way. But because like just now, when talking about Luana's film, which I haven't seen obviously, but like it sounds really interesting to me. the aspect of violence that you were just talking about. That is something that's been, that's been interesting to me for years. Like what the origins of violence are and what can be done about, it getting out of hand. And when you look at Camouflage, my movie, I think I'm trying to deal with that question. So like about where actually does oppression and probably mention xenophobia and fear in general, where does it come from and what can it lead to? So yeah, I think that's really an interesting topic to deal with in a film when you're willing to get to the core of the matter as a maker.
Do you think that, I mean, you took 8 years to do the film. Of course, you had the script, the base of the script. Do you think there are things that changed during that time?
That's also an interesting. That's really interesting because actually one of the main motivations for starting with Camouflage was this kind of. I think like a lot of societies back then, like let's say 10 years ago when we started writing the script, it's because the script is even older than 8 years. I think there was a surge of like really, to me, terrifying right-wing movements, and I think they're still there. I mean, they've even become stronger. But for some time, I was kind of wondering, because like that was like a real starting point, right? Fear, exclusion mechanisms, in society. So I was actually there was a certain phase where I was wondering if it was if it would still be topic enough when the film would come out, because like we had so many years to still work on it, But I would say, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on what you talk about, societies or the film.
I like the way you put it.
Yeah, thanks.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, but it still exists, and it's gone stronger. I mean, it will probably exist for as long as there's a lot of chaos in the world at this moment. I mean, it's really it's really terrifying. I think like when I look at the world at this moment. So we kind of thought like, why not make it like a real terrifying movie out of that,
Yeah. I think that the world has become even more terrifying that we've been imagining.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
It's gotten worse than fiction. I mean, come on, what's going on with humanity, and not even talking about COVID. I'm talking about
so many topics
in general.
Yeah. Like the climate.
I'm very fond. I have a horror movie festival, but I'm very fond of stories that are rooted on social issues, but not like you said, telling the thing like it is, but suggesting, like Luana said, showing things that may create in other people thoughts. They can think about it and they can come up with I'm also saying that because I'm doing a second college right now. I'm doing philosophy, and I'm towards the end. I'm like on the third year and a half of philosophy. I'm gonna end it next year, so I'm gonna be a philosopher one day.
Fantastic.
I hope so.
Great.
Official one.
And I'm doing this not because I want to be a philosopher, okay? But nobody can say, oh, the shit that I say, they're gonna say, oh, it's a concept. No, it's not because of that. But because I would like to enrich my work as a filmmaker. to bring more layers to it and to go deeper in certain things. And I think that, you know, funny enough, even though we are thinkers, we are directors, we are writers and all that, we already take we are not seeing things and not thinking. We are seeing things and thinking a lot already, but it made me think even more. And it made me think in another way. It made me think broader. And it gave me basis of things that happened in the past for many, many centuries and, you know, millennia, whatever, how society evolved. And things keep coming back. It's like it's a you know, human thing. It's not even like society things. Like it's cyclical. So
well,
you see,
I guess we still haven't found out like what humans basically are, right? I mean, it's still so much to be discovered and so much to be thought about and reflected upon.
but I think that one thing that permeates everything, even like in her subject, like in your subject, it's power.
Yeah.
Power, it subverts society and people. And then people are so anxious and eager to have it and to use it when they have it, because probably they have so much frustration in their lives that when they have it, they don't know what to do with it. And instead of doing this for the good, they do it for the evil, and they oppress other people and they hurt other people. And then you see what I mean? They reject
and then
people.
that it keeps the cycle going, right? Because like that's almost the same as with the matter of abuse that we just discussed. You see, what you see is a pattern with people that, you know, abuse other people, that they have been abused before by others, etc., etc. I mean, this can go back for centuries.
And I think that even if they haven't been directly abused, like what's more like the perversion behind it, I would say is that like more in this right-wing kind of thing, like I want to, okay, I've been through a lot in my life, and so why would I give it for free? Why would I help the other? Why would I? So this is the mentality that's, I mean, we've been feeling that here very strongly in Brazil, because, you know, the actual regime here, it's you may have seen in the news, I mean, it's it's total destruction of art, destruction of culture, destruction of everything that was there, because, you know, it's the opposition of what was there. So let's destroy everything. It's not like let's rebuild, let's build better, let's do something better. No, let's destroy everything. And by destroying everything, you lose time. So Brazil just lost like 4 years. And I hope it's not going to lose 8, because the election is next year. But in cinema here, or arts in general, we are like
flourishing. Flourishing?
No, not flourishing. We are like destroyed. Like we are like it took everything from us. So we
but usually when there is repression, though, anyway, there is even a more
people find other ways.
Find the other way. There is more an underground
yes,
revolution going on. Usual.
I agree. But there are a lot of things that we had built that was working, and that's not, now it's not. Like even our cinema agency, which is like the agency that regulates cinema here. And so what was created like many years ago was that all this cinema money, we would pay some part of it for this fund that would finance the industry itself, right? And so they could like give some grants to people to make more films, like, so you make a film, you pay something. Oh, you're gonna put a film in the cinema, so you pay something. It's called it's like a tax that they would pay to put back in this little bank. So the own industry would, you know, help the industry to get fomented. And even that agency has been deactivated. We don't even have, just to give you an idea, we don't even have a Ministry of Culture anymore.
Oh God.
It was, yeah. We
Yeah,
have
it's
a
pretty sad.
secretary. We have a
Really?
secretary of culture. It's like a bureau of culture, and that bureau of culture is inside of the Ministry of Tourism.
Mhm.
So it's not. Can you imagine a country like Brazil with 220 million inhabitants not having even like a Ministry of Culture to handle
Wow, I didn't
culture?
know that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
to handle
Yeah,
culture, and which, sorry, go ahead.
I was trying to say, like, I'm really hoping that you can get rid of that
Yeah,
government.
exactly.
But
Fingers crossed.
I probably
We have
shouldn't
one
say this.
here.
No, you can say whatever you want, because this is not a public financed festival and I do whatever I want, because
Mhm.
at least we still have
Revolution.
freedom of speech here.
Exactly.
I may be the first one to be, taking away when we don't have it anymore, but
Yeah.
for now and you guys are okay. You're in Europe. You are like,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna happen to you guys. Some may
Mm.
happen to me, but not to you. No, really, I'm joking here, but I'm a contestatrice. I go against the system because I'm an artist, and our artists should go against what's
Absolutely.
happening, because it's a total destruction of. Because the Ministry of Culture, it doesn't handle only cinema; it handles all sorts of culture and museums and all sorts of things.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, that's like the real terrifying thing about this movement of like defunding arts. I mean, I think it's bigger because it's a thing you see worldwide in a lot of societies, particularly not particularly as as heavy as with you, but I think like this is part of course, like a broader thing. It's part of I would say the silencing of other voices, of course, which are like really important voices expressed through the arts. And I mean, it goes hand in hand with probably early phases of, let's mention the word fascism. Populist populist parties, populist personalities. We've seen like a real surge of that worldwide, I think, in the past couple of years. And I mean, defunding arts is one of the first things they do, right?
yeah. No, yeah, it's exactly what happened here.
Yeah.
So I think that we have a responsibility as artists to pursue our dreams and to
Yes,
to
we should.
show our art and do the way we can to get things done.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to our friend?
Yeah, Thomas, he kind of.
This was a very.
I
This
think
was
he
a
lost
very.
connection.
This was a very, very interesting talk that we had, and I think all this is a space for that, to talk about all these things. Some people are not even comfortable in talking, like, oh, can we say that? Can we say this? This is a festival that you can say things like that, because this is what we are here for. We are here for talk about important things, like to say what things are happening in each country, so we get a panorama of the world culture. Have you guys seen, talking about financing, how hard it is to finance projects now and all that? One thing that, let me see, maybe he's here. And
I'm here again. My laptop oh, sorry.
Oh,
message
hold
from Thomas.
on.
Thomas.
Let me find him. Oh, shoot, I haven't. He was here waiting.
There he is.
Sorry, you were there waiting.
Back, Thomas.
Oh,
so
Jesus, I
sorry.
didn't see you. But you were there for a long time, because I haven't seen you.
My laptop has got a big problem with the cooler at the moment. So I was just hoping I would survive this meeting. but it just shut off from one
I
moment
think
to the
Tanya
other.
had something
Technical
to
issues.
do with
How,
it.
how ironic,
Yeah.
Thomas.
I think Tanya had something to do with it.
That's definitely an AI job, yeah.
I think she didn't like what you said about her, and then she
Manipulating
decided to
all of
cut
the
you off.
time. Yeah.
The computer took revenge.
Yeah,
Didn't
if
like
you guys
me
see his
to-
film, you will understand what I'm talking about.
And well, I put the laptop on again, and I could immediately go into the room again, and I saw you all of the time, but you didn't see me and you didn't hear me.
Oh, you were waiting. No, but
Strange.
this was my fault. No, this was my fault because I had the screen open, totally open, so I can't see the little things that happened in the room.
The
So
pop-ups.
you went off, and we were talking about so many things that I totally forgot to see if you were back. I forgot that I had to put you back. But I was talking to them about, we're talking about a lot of things that you missed, but now it's too late. Sorry, Thomas. But
Well, I didn't miss too many things. I missed
No?
like 2 minutes, and then I was back again. I saw you, but you didn't see me, and you didn't hear
But you
me.
could watch us all along. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Poor
the spy
thing.
of your conversation. You were talking about
We're starting to
politics
talk
and
about
culture and-
we're starting to talk about financing, and I was very curious to ask you guys because I spoke to other people in other countries about it. And one thing that I've been seeing for film financing now, it's the NFT thing. Have you guys heard about it? Tried it?
No.
You know, the token thing
Oh no.
for artists?
No.
Oh, come on, Thomas. How come you didn't see it? You're the technology guy here.
No.
Well,
What's this?
I've made a film about technology, although I'm really bad in technology.
NFT is a token that's created for artists. It's something like this. It has to do with crypto money, and it seems to. If you put NFT, you're gonna see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, check that out, because this is a thing that supposedly I haven't studied it yet. I want to get in the bottom of it to see how it works really well. Basically, it's like a lot of artists now are selling their work through that stuff.
Right. That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought it was only for visual artists, like paintings and drawings and all that. But actually, it's some people are raising money for cinema through it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's something you guys should look into. I'm gonna look into also.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
NFT.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I found this. I'm gonna share this link with you guys and girls
Okay.
on Insider. I'm gonna send it here.
So it seems to be a big thing now,
Voila.
this thing. And okay, thanks. We should get this thing. I'm gonna get it because once we go off, we are not gonna be able to see the link anymore.
All right.
So.
But yeah, it was Business Insider, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, Tom, I'm in the wrong thing. Yeah, so we should read about it and see if really this works, and then try to figure out how to, raise money. Because I mean, this is not only a problem of countries; it's a problem of the world. Because of COVID, everything got even more difficult to make money, to get money for cinema, and like we were saying too.
Mm-hmm.
So this is maybe a way. I don't know. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that some people are doing it. It's working for some people.
Yeah, like just after you explained right now, I remember people talked to me about this before. Yeah, I just didn't get into it.
What's this?
It's more link. This is more link I found.
Okay.
So we can start. You're ready. We can start research.
I like you're being like the executive producer.
But I'm always on a hunt.
So are you working on something new, Luana?
Well, I'm actually working on my first feature film.
Oh,
Yoo-hoo!
wow.
So I'm very. So I just almost completed my PowerPoint of early stage development of the film I'm developing right now, which is good. Already I have it there. It's fantastic because it's really like, yes. And I done like a 1 year of research, and it's in a way like Keep Mom. It's like the kind of pilot for it, even though it's not going to be the same story, but the theme are the similar. It's always a thriller, suspense, mystery film, and the working title at the moment is My Enemy Within, which it tells everything about the film, I guess. And so I'm very excited because Keep Mom keeps going in the film festival, which I'm very grateful. And then it gives me more time to really make a really nice package and start breaking balls to people and everyone I know, and get the film done.
Right.
It's the only way.
Yeah. Well, have you seen, like I was talking to a very knowledgeable, there is a thing here in the screen that I can't get out. Sabrin. What's this? I don't know what that is. Thomas is in the meeting again. Who is Sabrin? Do you know
Okay,
what it?
you see it. You see to Sabrine. That's my girlfriend. I
Oh,
think
you're
she wrote
Sabrina
that
now.
into the
Oh, so
chat.
Sabrin, she's in the meeting too?
No, I don't think so. She's just watching, and I don't know if she wrote it into the chat or something.
Oh, but she got into the room with your link, maybe?
I didn't give it to her. I just gave her the YouTube link.
That's
But
weird.
yeah, maybe she's able
Because
to
I
make
can't
some tricks.
make our.
Mm.
Yeah, no, if she got
Maybe
into
Sonia
it.
let her into the room.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Just because this is like going to be. Oh, she's in the room.
He's
It's
in the
like an
comments, in the comment
entity.
section.
It's like an entity in the room. There is an entity in the room. It's like, I said, what's this? Sabrina, it's like an entity that got in the room. But now that I know that's your girlfriend, I feel a little bit more relaxed. Sabrina can stay there. Okay, so sorry, Luana,
No, don't worry.
you're telling about your feature.
No, well, I cannot really tell
No,
them much because I'm developing it. But yes, so Keep Mom is very much the pilot for my feature film, and the fact that it went very successful over the last 2 years, that gives me hope to get the ball rolling and be more convincing when I break the balls of people to get funded.
Right. That's
So when will it be finished, Luana?
I mean, I aim, if everything goes well, I'm aiming to shoot January 23. This is for the 23 January, February, March. This is I like to shoot those kind of months. Kima was shot in March 2018. So I really hope that gives me. I mean, I really hope to be able to do that. So that means that, yeah, I have 1 year and 2 months to get that focus and breaking balls to people.
How much is the budget for that?
I don't know yet, but what I'm trying to make with a low budget, probably under 500K, with a few locations and very limited number of actors, keep it very small, and because it's my first feature film, so
That's the right decision.
yeah, and just keep it very with a lot of limitation. I always find limitation always help my creativity to go wild, and then and see how that goes. But yes, this is what I'm focusing right now.
And what are you planning? Are you planning on getting co-producers, international co-producers to your film, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not yet in that situation until I'm dealing with all the with presenting. But yes, co-production, it will be like I did more quite similar to what I did with Kid Mom. Usually, you don't do co-production with short films, but I mean, in my case, I did, and it was a fantastic thing to do. And so I would like to carry on. Now I don't know with different country or I don't know yet, but let's see how that goes. I just go with the flow and just making sure that I have a very good product, very strong. Obviously, I'm exploring the same theme that I've been exploring in Keep Mom, and I hope to get lucky.
No, yeah, I was asking you that because, strategy-wise, right? If you were thinking about, getting the co-production thing going, because I mean, I find in my case, for the reasons I told you about, that this may be the way to do films, to get out of the modus operandi of how we do films here, that right now it's a little bit very difficult to do. So I'm into international co-productions for the films that I'm developing. So I think that can be an interesting joint of forces that you should think about for your project. Get, international, especially in Europe, like you have England, and so you have other countries that maybe.
I know, but with English, it's been like a nightmare since Brexit happened. So because the film I'm aiming to shoot in Scotland, and he's set in Scotland, and so with Brexit co-production, I mean, it's still the same kind of thing, but it becomes harder. Nobody wants to co-produce with England unless it's a big budget film. And
but why?
I think for independent films, probably co-production it will be with another company, probably in England or in Scotland.
Because I think there's some EU rules that made it easier for countries in Europe to co-produce together. And I think that's changed since Brexit, of course.
Yeah, but UK is no more Europe, which is like a great nightmare.
Exactly.
Each country has their own nightmare.
But for example, I'll give you an example. I wasn't talking about national co-production. I was talking about international co-production, right?
Yeah.
For example, there are treaties. Like Brazil has a treaty with other countries. Certain countries we have like a straight treaty, like we have with England. We don't have with the United States. There is no treaty with the United States, but we have with Canada.
You're right.
We have with Spain. So when you get in the regime of co-production, international, the film has both nationalities, so that allows you to raise the money in each country equally, the same, even if it's not the same percentage. Let's imagine let's get into a co-production here, me and you, for your film, and let's say you have for the co-production we have to have, for example, at least 30% of the film. So let's say I get into a co-production with you. Let's make your film. I do Brazil. I give 30%. You give 60%. So you can raise the money for the 60% there. I could raise the money here through the laws, through the incentive laws for 30%. And then you have a film that has two nationalities. So it broadens up your panel of features.
And it's great what you're saying, because it's funny. No, it's really good, actually, because what I'm trying to channel my Italian thing with my feature film in terms of, because of course, Keep Mama is a British film, but also the main character is clearly an immigrant. a woman who moved in this country while for instance, the child, he's a born British, he's English child, right? So I really wanted to really get into more the aspect of the immigration in this country. And so what I'm trying to do with my own project right now is to channel my Italian being, because there is a great community of Italian Scots. And so the story that I'm developing is really like to explore the origins of the Italian Scots over the last centuries. And so maybe probably a co-production with Italy would make sense. Thank you very much.
But listen, what I'm telling you out of my experience in producing and all that is the following. You don't even need to have something in the story that would make sense to the co-production. It has nothing to do with the content of what you're doing. If you get a company in another country that has nothing to do with your story, but thinks that this is a good investment and wants to be co-production with you, you just do the co-production, and then you bring in per part. You need to have to do an international co-production, part of the crew or cast to the film to do things. But you don't need to have like I could do a co-production with you, and even though it has nothing to do, for example, I'm just giving you an example, or you could be in co-production with me for my film that's going to be shot in Bolivia or Colombia or whatever, that has nothing to do with England, because there are treaties that allow people to be in co-production. So it's just a matter of getting the right people to do the thing. It doesn't need to have like, of course, if you have, it has to do with the community, especially because, cinema in Italy is so strong. So it could be, you have like a tradition of cinema in Italy. So maybe you have incentives there. So, but this has to do with getting the same type of incentive that you would have in England, you could have because it's going to be an Italian film too, or it could be a Brazilian film. So it would be the same.
Absolutely. And I'm grateful for sharing your knowledge. But at the moment I'm so into the writing, so I can't really think.
No, I know.
I'm like, okay, I'm doing my
But you remember that in the future, and then we can talk about it if you want. You call me, Chrys. So what was that stuff that you're telling me?
You were talking to me about it. Let's talk about it again.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's lovely. Thank you. Super.
All right. So, guys, do you guys want to say something about your projects or their future or anything before we wrap this talk?
I'm going to take a long vacation first myself.
After this talk, it was a very long talk. No, but it was fun. No? Did you guys have fun? I had a lot of fun to be with you guys.
Yeah, we had fun.
And with Sabrine.
Yeah,
with the entity that got in the room.
Yeah, Sabrine is watching.
Maybe Sabrine is the artificial intelligence that's been listening to everything that we are talking here. Maybe Sabrine, in fact, is Tonya.
That would be very strange, because Sabrine is the main actress in the movie.
Oh, she is? Send her big kiss. Well done, Sabrine.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she plays desperate Katya, trying to find a man. Finally finding the perfect man.
Well, she found the perfect man then. Now we have the answer to the...
Yeah, tell her.
Okay, great, guys. It's
lovely to meet you.
It was so much fun meeting with you guys and with Sabrine and all the success for all of you.
The same here.
You should know
Lovely
that
to meet you.
Sabrine is also a director. That's like a main profession. She's just doing some acting too, as a hobby. And yeah, maybe you will have a film of her one day.
Oh, that's
in the
cool.
festival.
That's
Cool.
good.
Send to
Super.
us. By the way, I'll be expecting you all to send me films for the next years, and let you know
course.
if we succeed to go to the cinema next year before the new edition. Otherwise, you guys, you're always welcome to be at the Rochat.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Ciao,
Fingers
queridos.
Ciao,
crossed
ciao.
for the festival
Bye.
next
Ciao.
year.
Ciao, ciao.
And maybe see you in Rio.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be
Mosca.
expecting
Meet
all of
again.
you.
See
Great.
you all in Rio. And well, I really would